Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90-Day Fiancé. Jovi Dufren shocks with single dad claims? 90-Day Fiancé. Happily ever after? Star Jovi Dufren just shocked fans and followers by claiming that he is a single dad. As far as everyone was aware, he and his wife Yara Zaya were doing just fine, but has that all changed? Keep reading for more details. It has been a rough road for Jovi Dufren and Yara Zaya, as she never cared for his hometown of New Orleans. She moved from Ukraine to be with him, and their 90-day fiancé journey began. The duo tied the knot in Las Vegas and went on to welcome a daughter, Mila. Yet, they struggled a lot as Jovi had a penchant for strip clubs and traveled extensively for work. Yara wanted to find a fun place to live with her family, and they have since moved to Miami. Moreover, Jovi wanted more children to help his marriage, and Yara was not ready for that. After leaving the Last Resort spin-off, they were determined to work on their marriage. Now they star on Happily Ever After. But is there trouble in paradise? Jovi recently posted a series of photos from Mila's birthday, but the caption threw followers off. He wrote, "Single dad life. Safe to say Mila had the best day ever for her birthday party." The single dad memo made no sense as he and Yara seem quite content on the show. Moreover, they have been seen out, so what does it all mean? It was a princess-themed event, and fans love seeing Mila all grown up. However, seeing him say he was a single dad brought up a lot of questions. Some believed the 90-Day Fiancé star just did this so people would interact with him. Others demanded answers as to where he and Yara stood since this was a confusing mess. Finally, a few followers felt Jovi was baiting them and did not care for his marketing tactic. They do not like being lied to just to boost popularity. Jovi Dufren and Yara Zaya shared a reel on social media just a few days ago. So to act like they have split is suspicious. The 90-Day Fiancé couple appears to be going strong, and they are both in Jovi's profile photo. Fans seem to catch on and feel like they were being lied to. They rushed to the comments to express their frustration. Welp caption worked cause here we all are asking WTF? Single, what do you mean by that, Jovi? Yes, not single, it's called marketing. Some questioned if he was referring to having a single child, and not being a single father. Regardless, no one believed that Yara would let them split or that he would get custody. Hopefully, he just misspoke and everything is fine. Do you think Jovi and Yara will last, or is it just a matter of time before they split? Let us know and watch 90-Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Jovi Dufren had always been the wild card of the 90-Day Fiancé universe, the restless Louisiana native who moved as fast as the current under his offshore rigs. Back when viewers first met him, he was untamed, brash, and proudly addicted to the kind of adventures most people only whispered about. But nothing captured the audience's imagination quite like the whirlwind relationship he built with Yara Zaya. A relationship that, for all its glamour, seemed forever caught between departures and returns. In recent months, Jovi had attempted something like stillness. He posted fewer playful updates, traveled less for work, and leaned more into fatherhood and married life. But then came the moment fans didn't expect. A simple video, minimal words, no music, swiftly echoed across social media, turning calm into chaos. Jovi Dufren was back in the spotlight, and he was shocking fans once again. The camera opened on a quiet scene, a New Orleans apartment lit by the kind of soft lamps you switched on only after the day had worn you down. Jovi sat alone, elbows on his knees, staring at the floor as though the answers were there, hidden between the boards. His expression wasn't the carefree grin viewers remembered. It was weighed down, reflective, guarded. "I never thought I'd be here," he started, voice low. "But life changes fast." That was all it took. Fans scrambled to decode his words. Rumors flared. Was he separating from Yara? Leaving the show? Moving somewhere unfathomable? The uncertainty moved faster than any announcement he could have made. As he continued, the truth emerged in pieces. Not a clean, tidy storyline but a puzzle shaped by time apart, misunderstandings, and dreams that refused to align. Jovi explained that things between him and Yara had shifted. Not necessarily broken beyond repair, but undeniably transformed. They were struggling to balance independence with partnership, parenting with individuality, and desire with responsibility. "I never thought I'd have to think about raising my daughter alone," he said. "But here we are." The shock rippled through the fandom. Jovi, the former party boy turned husband and father, was talking about stepping into that role alone. There were no accusations, no dramatics. Just a confession that felt raw and startlingly honest. He didn't say the word, separated. He didn't mention divorce. But the possibility hung in the air, thick and cold. From there, the story threaded backward. After countless months of public appearances, brand partnerships, and cross-country trips for filming, life behind the cameras began to strain. Yara was restless too. Longing for stability, then longing for movement, then wanting both at the same time. Motherhood changed her, but it changed Jovi too. He just didn't always know how to express it. While she sought identity and opportunity, he clung to structure. A surprising shift for someone once defined by spontaneity. The irony was bitter. The man who had once run from permanence now begged for it. And the woman who had once wanted nothing but a steady life now needed space to explore her own world. Two forces, once aligned, pulled quietly apart. Jovi recounted nights when the house fell silent. Not the peaceful silence of contentment but the kind that made him question every choice he'd made. He described watching Mila sleep, wondering whether she sensed the tension. Whether she felt the weight of parents caught between love and uncertainty too. He talked about family trips where laughter drowned out everything else, celebrations where hope felt real again, and late-night talks where he and Yara promised to keep trying. But those moments were flickers, not flames. Their differences always returned. Jovi's work remained a constant complication. Though he'd reduced travel, the nature of his job demanded sacrifice. Time away, unpredictability, shifting schedules. And every departure felt longer than the last. He admitted that, over time, he began to resent the ocean, the same force that once made him feel alive. Being gone never bothered me before, he said. But now every time I leave, I feel like I'm watching everything fall apart. The confession wasn't bitter, only honest. He loved his job, but he loved his family more. And that imbalance terrified him. He couldn't be in two places at once, and he feared losing everything because of it. Speculation spread. Some believed he and Yara were simply filming again and teasing drama. Others insisted the emotion was too genuine, too unscripted, to be anything but real. For once, Jovi wasn't trying to entertain. He was trying to speak. He talked about redefining fatherhood on his own terms. About learning to cook meals that his daughter actually liked. About juggling phone calls, FaceTime goodnights, and routines that felt unstable at best. There was pride in his voice. A quiet pride that came from showing up even when life felt heavier than he'd planned. But his voice cracked only once, when he spoke about missing moments he couldn't get back. School mornings. Tiny milestones. The way Mila's smile had subtly changed over the past year. He didn't cry. But there was a quiet ache in every word. The message ended not with resolution but with intention. Jovi promised his fans, and himself, that this wasn't an ending, just a pivot. He was fighting for his family, even if fighting meant changing. Even if it meant stepping into unfamiliar territory as something close to a single dad. But he wouldn't close the door on hope. He made that clear. When the video faded, silence hummed. The comments poured in, thousands at a time, filled with support, confusion, sorrow, and applause. Fans debated whether he and Yara were still together. Some admired his vulnerability. Others feared the worst. But Jovi didn't rush to clarify. He didn't feed the speculation. He simply let his truth hang in the air. Messy, incomplete, real. In the days that followed, he shared glimpses of life at home. Hand-in-hand walks with Mila. Quiet mornings at the kitchen table. Evenings on the sofa. Empty but calm. The absence of Yara in those snapshots felt like a story in itself. Still, there was no bitterness. No attacks. Jovi spoke of her with respect, if not certainty. He acknowledged the love that built their family and the challenges that reshaped it. He honored both without pretending they were simple. What shocked fans wasn't just his situation. It was the sincerity of his change. The man once defined by chaos had finally learned to slow down. To reflect. To choose his daughter first. And perhaps to choose himself in the aftermath. His journey wasn't over. It was shifting, bending into a shape neither he nor viewers expected. Whether he and Yara found their way back to each other remained a quiet question. But the man at the center of it, for all his flaws and old habits, stood steady. Jovi Dufren shocked the world not with scandal, but with truth. Life doesn't always unfold the way cameras frame it. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it hurts. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say it out loud.